What up, Buzz? You tapped in? Okay, Goose, you tapped in too? All right, Chicago, y'all tapped in? All right, boys, let's crack 'em. Feel like Mike in the fourth with the ball in my hands and I'm taking a shot. I'm the king in the madhouse on Madison, whether I make it or not. Now the crowd going crazy, they watching the play and I'm watching the clock. Got my shot in the air and the buzzer go off and I'm watching it drop. This team did things, MJ shot City 6 rings. D-Rose too big, too fast, too strong, history. And we good on that, put Jilla on the track and we good on wax. 3, 2, 1, everybody say Bulls on tap, Bulls on tap. Our city pretty and gritty. Benny the bull in the crowd getting hyper and litty. Me, I'm so drippy, it's slippery, nothing offends me. Banners on banners, we winners. We got the stats in the news. Go and subscribe, hang out with Buzzy and Goose. Tapping with us, we the truth. Jilla just murdered the booth.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Bulls on Tap. I'm your boy Buzz. I'm joined by my dude Goose, aka Bulls Scripted. We are here to recap the Chicago Bulls' 5th loss in a row. I'm smiling and giggling because it's a defense mechanism, and I'm very sad. Before we get into this episode, be sure you're going on tapsportsnet.com for other Chicago sports literature and podcasting needs. Following us on Twitter at BullsOnTap, at OnTapSportsNet. Following Goose at Bulls Scripted, and me at BuzzOnTap. Anywhere you can listen to podcasts, you can listen to us, 5-star rating and review, because that's cool and tough. And if you are watching on the Facebook or the Twitter, leave those platforms. Come over to the YouTube, subscribe to the YouTube channel, hop in the comment section if you would like to talk about the Bulls, whether it's a win or a loss. Unfortunately, for the last 5 of them, they have been losses. Goose, we didn't have basketball over the weekend, man. We come out on Monday here and we lay a dud. How you doing?
Not so good. Me, like you, I'm kind of grinning, cheesing, sucking my teeth, biting my cheeks. Really
Hurts.
Yeah, no, it's one of those. We do a live show, so have to try to hold back the initial reactions to not say something too over the top, but also live in the moment here, because this is not feeling good right now. And the team chemistry and cohesiveness and positive momentum we once had does not seem to be there. Granted, bright side of things, there are 3 very winnable games coming up, and that makes things better. But as you mentioned to me, which I didn't even notice during the live broadcast, Zach headed to the locker room a little early. Not too early, but early enough to notice that the game wasn't over yet.
Yeah, no, he didn't look happy. And on the court, before they were taken out, obviously by Billy to let the clock just run out, him and DeMar had a little thing. And I'm not going to blow it up in anything crazy, but Zach's effort on the defensive end hasn't been that great. And I want to bring up something our buddy Joe Colley said. He was on 6 of the score today. I know he was. I was listening to him on the way.
Joe.
I'm kind of quoting Joe. I'm not going that far deep, but it's something that he brought up. He had asked Zach about his knee, and Zach told him, he was honest with him, and Joe gives Zach all the credit in the world for being very transparent all the time, which is really cool. I mean, he even told us that Zach will pretty much tell you anything. Joe said that he talked to Zach about his defense and how he hasn't been how he was in the beginning of the season. And Zach kind of contributed that to him being 70 to 80%, which probably means 50%. But it seems that's wearing on some people out on the court, because Tristan Thompson yelled at him the other game, or not yelled at him, but kind of, pressed him a little bit. And tonight it happened with DeMar. And
I feel the Tristan one was a little bit more of just a mental lapse, that like, hey man, you got to stay locked in, just because the shot's up doesn't mean it's time to leak out. You got to make sure we secure the board. Kind of thing. That one more mental, but yeah, no, that's I don't know.
It's just an interesting tidbit, man.
What do you think in that situation if that's the case? If he's hurting the team now, obviously you need his scoring, but if he's hurting the team that much defensively because of where he's at, 70 to 80%, does rest help him? Or does he need a full off season kind of thing?
He needs a scope, dude. Something's not right. Something's not right. And we've noticed it since he's come back after that Warriors game where he tweaked it initially. Then he had the back spasm. Something's not right there. And I'm not going to chalk it up to Zach LaVine not trying to.
Is he too much in his head? Do you think this is a case of a player in a contract year who has these aches and pains and ailments, and instead of looking at them through the lens that he usually does, he's looking at them through the, if I play through this, play the way that I know that I'm capable of to my fullest capabilities, that I could hurt myself and hinder my payday, because that is, in Zach's eyes, he got screwed last time around. He played, under 30 games coming off the ACL for the Bulls, and his market value was set on that coming off an ACL. So he ended up with under 20 a year, which, for him felt like a slight. For fans in the moment, felt like an overpay. So everybody has their perspective on this thing, but what do you think Zach should do? Should he sit? Should he rest until the playoffs?
There's no reason for him to sit, and I'm going to tell you why. I don't think sitting is going to help the injury. I think that there's nothing structurally wrong, but obviously there's something wrong. He keeps getting swelling in his knee. They had to drain it of fluid. I know he got that injection, but that was 2 weeks ago now. That was when the All-Star break is when he got the injection in his knee, because he had traveled out to LA. I don't think that this is anything of effort. I just think it's a problem that's being caused that they need to probably dive deeper into, because Billy Donovan did mention Zach's not in pain. He becomes stiff because of whatever this is. That's what he said. He's not in pain. That's what Billy said today. He's not in pain. It's just if this thing builds back up, he becomes stiff. Like some days are better than others. Okay, I totally understand that. Sitting him, I'm not really sure. But now you're starting to see all this stuff on social media about his lack of effort and stuff. And I want to take a rewind here just for a moment. I want to go back to earlier episodes of this show up until before the injury when the Bulls were rocking in first place. I know for sure you had him on an All-NBA team. I know I did. When he was playing defense.
No, when him and DeMar were, top scorers in the fourth, both scoring over 25 points a game
Zach
as
was playing
teammates,
D.
the Bulls were in first place. There was really no argument against it. And I do think a lot of these problems are solved, as much as we've beat this like a dead horse, with the return of your two elite defenders on the wing there.
Yeah.
They cover up a lot of what everybody thought was going to be a major issue with Zach and DeMar on the floor together, and we're seeing it now, especially when Kobe has to be on the floor with both of them to get the scoring that you need. We're getting back to these offensive-heavy lineups that don't have elite defensive presence to make up for that kind of shortcoming. So I guess as Bulls fans, all we can do is hope that this current drama that seems to kind of be in place because of the losing is resolved when we get these two guys back that can kind of fix the issues that we're having.
Yeah, and there are a lot of issues right now. We have literally plummeted from first to, I believe we're now in fifth, if I'm not mistaken. Let me look here. This will pull up the standings. We're actually still in fourth, but we're only a half game ahead of Boston now. And we're 4 out of first place. So
that quick.
It was that fast. I mean, 5-game losing streak. Yeah, 5-game losing streak is going to do that. Philadelphia has been on an absolute roll. They're 8-2 in their last 10 here. They're on fire. The Bulls are 5-5 in their last 10.
And I don't know if you saw my tweet, but Joel Embiid is now 11-0 in his career against the
Bulls. Yeah. Oh yeah. And you know what's crazy? Like, to actually start talking about the game a little bit, it just makes me feel like it's so funny to me, because last game you and I were talking about, you know what, man, you need to be getting to the free throw line if you want to compete, and you need to be getting these rebounds. The Bulls had single-digit free throw attempts in the first half again tonight. They did not start catching up until the second half. That's the third straight game in a row. You could tell Stacey King was frustrated by it. You could tell Adam Amin was frustrated by it, because the Bulls were not living and dying at the three-point line or even in the mid. They were trying to get to the rim, and to no avail. They weren't getting any shots or any foul calls. However, they did finish the game with 26 free throws tonight and 48 rebounds. The bad part about it all is they out-rebounded Philly by 10. And they only shot, they had 26 free throws to Philly's 34. And we still lost because dumb mental
lapses.
Lost
by 15.
Right. Well, Embiid fucking had 43. James Harden did not have a good game shooting-wise. He went 5 for 15 from the field, 1 for 5 from downtown. He did have 16 points, 14 assists, and 8 boards. He had a good game, but not shooting. we just didn't have an answer for him. Though we did out rebound as a team, we didn't have an answer, and that's why you see where we're at right now. Where these upper echelon teams beat the shit out of us, and there was nothing we could do about it to stop it. It's very frustrating.
Well, and you said tonight you felt that Zach's box score was a little misleading.
I did feel like it was misleading because I got a dude I follow on Twitter. His name is George. I got to find his @ but he was like, he did the Zach over 23.5, and he was praying in the fourth quarter. He's like, get that 23.5, Zach, get that 23.5. I was dying, laughing my ass off. Like, because Zach was not playing well in the first. He was not shooting the ball well. He went 9 for 20. He finishes with 26 points, 8 boards, 5 assists. He also had 5 turnovers tonight. Zach was doing the thing that I bitch about all the time, too. He was looking for those calls, trying to get the calls that Harden and Embiid were getting, and he wasn't getting them. And so was DeMar DeRozan, though DeMar DeRozan did make it to the line 12 times. Zach made it 8 times. He only hit 5 of his free throws. But it's a very misleading line for Zach tonight. The whole team in general. I mean, would you believe that I would tell you that DeMar DeRozan almost had a triple-double tonight?
No, probably not.
So, I mean, he had 23 points, 8 assists, and 11 boards. You know, it's just this is where we're at when you don't have people to play on both sides of the ball. What I mean by that is just Io does a great job. Javonte does a great job. But Io's learning on how to be that dude, and I think that honest to God, I think he's going to be that dude. I hope it's here.
He's almost being forced to be that dude at this
point.
Point.
He's going to be that dude for some team in the future. I'm telling you now. But again, I'm sick of blaming the fucking injuries here. It just gets old, and I hate saying it after a while, just like you do. But holy shit, when you use your point of attack defenders and you're playing teams that are fucking really good, we don't stand a chance. Period. We don't stand a chance. You know, I mean, honest to God, if like Caruso and Ball weren't coming back, put Patrick Williams aside for a minute. I get it. You know, the potential and all that shit is there, but after the 5 games we saw from him,
you're looking for P. Will overpraise. You're in the wrong podcast.
Right, exactly. Like I'm just throwing this out there. If it's for sure that Ball and Caruso, which I'm pretty sure it is, are coming back, that's the only reason I don't shut down Zach LaVine. Is because maybe you can make that run to make something happen. If they weren't coming back, Goose, I was with you when you said shut it down. He's not getting the Supermax anymore because in the clause you have to have an All-NBA team. After the break and even those games before he came back, because he missed that time, and then he had the back spasms, then he went out again. He's not making an All-NBA team at this point. It's not happening. He needs to wow with the last, 17, 18 games at this point. I mean, he's got to fucking completely turn it around and play like he did to start the season, Goose.
I mean, and just thinking about it this way, he didn't get the vote as an all-star starter. So when you're, I don't see it.
It's just
that's the good part of his season before his injuries.
Well, right. You really need to ask yourself now: is he really hampered? Is it the stiffness thing? Is he going to have to keep getting his knee drained? I don't know.
I feel like it's got to be mental, man.
You think it's?
I really like when your body is telling you something's not right, but the doctors are telling you that everything is right. In your head, you're still thinking, I'm not right.
It's like D. Rose syndrome, man.
So, yeah, I mean, and the brain is a powerful thing. Like, you tell yourself you feel better, even when you feel like crap, you tend to feel a little better, mind over matter. So when you're stuck in that state of mind of something's wrong, I'm not 100%, I'm not 100%, I'm not 100%, well, then you get a little more focused on the not being 100% instead of giving it 110%.
And you knew Zach wanted to give it 110 this year because it was on the line.
Well, no, exactly.
What's on the line is the difference between $200 million to $248 million.
It might even be more.
I mean, Jesus H, man. Like,
so
I'd kill for that shit. I would not. I would not kill anybody. I want to preface that. I would just really like that money. Okay.
I think it's kind of funny that you had to clarify that.
I just said his money. Yeah.
But no. So like you said, Zach has every incentive in the world to give it 110%. And maybe at this point he's accepted that contract's not going to happen. I don't know. I mean, we got the news on Caruso. What's the timeline looking like?
He's meeting with the doctor tomorrow to see if he'll be cleared. So, I mean, even when Caruso comes back, you're going to get a dog. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're going to get a guy that's going to be able to pest you on defense. But wrist injuries suck, man. I mean, you're trying to get your motion back with your shot and all that. He's just going to have to play up to his strengths, and hopefully that all works out. Lonzo with the knee, I don't really know what's going on with him on ESPN today before the game because, they, of course, this had to be on ESPN.
Oh,
I
yes,
didn't.
of course.
I didn't watch it on ESPN. I watched it on the local NBC Sports Chicago, but of course it had to be on ESPN. But they were talking about how Lonzo's nearing a return as well. So I mean, Caruso meets with the doctor tomorrow.
That's your volume 3-point shooting. That's
42%. That's 42% on 7 attempts a game.
So as long as Lonzo comes back, he's like 80. Well, we're going to go 80, 90. We're not going to touch 70, 80, which Zach's on right now. That's just a bad number to talk about. As long as he comes back himself for the most part here, you got to think that changes because right now I feel like our struggles are our volume of 3-point shooting. You have the right guys taking the threes. You're taking good threes. You're just not taking enough or making enough. And hopefully that changes when Lonzo gets back because he is your volume guy.
It all comes down to the point of attack. And you've said this so many times. And I mean, a lot of Bulls content creators that watch the game and understand how the game should be played, understand how this works for the Bulls. The point of attack defenders is what opened them up in transition, is what made them so dangerous.
The Bulls have not had a good half-court offense all year. We're not waiting for Lonzo and Caruso to get back because they're maestros in the half-court. That's not the case.
It was getting out on the run, causing turnovers, and even though the Bulls were taking like the least amount of threes, they were hitting at a high clip because they were wide open because they were just breaking down the fucking defense on the run. And we have not had that really since they've been gone. So
if you can't get a rebound and you can't get a steal, you're not getting transition points.
And as much as I love Io, him and Vooch work together real well. We've said that on the show. And we missed Vooch tonight with a hamstring tightness or something like that. It was so he was out tonight. Yeah, it probably could have been. I mean, fuck, you got to go up against Joel Embiid. I'd be scared too, man.
Dude, I'd be scared.
Yeah, I won't want to play that son of a bitch. God, man, can you believe he didn't start playing basketball till late in his life? Could you imagine if he would have started as a kid, what he'd be doing? It's absolutely unbelievable. But to my point is, like, Io has been able to kind of initiate that offense with Vooch, but when the game breaks down and it goes even for a moment, it comes down to nothing but iso ball between Zach and DeMar. And that's when you see this team starting to lose it. No one wants to move without the ball because you don't know where the fuck DeMar is going to go and you don't know where Zach's going to go. They'll dribble around. They'll post up. They'll bring two to them. No, everybody just stands there waiting to catch. Like, what kind of pass is he going to make? No one moves without the ball. And that's why you've seen a lot of the struggles. When no one's moving and the ball becomes stagnant, and then as I'm Doc Rivers right now, pretend to be Doc Rivers right now. I know that they can't score any other way, so it's going to go iso ball. So what am I going to do? I'm going to pressure Levine and DeRozan as they're coming up the court. And they're not going to be able to get into a rhythm. So now they're going to have to try to run around and make something happen. And by that time, shot clock's running down, you're going to get a bad shot. And that is how all these teams have been fucking us up, man.
No, ever since that Raptors game, when they really kind of started putting the press on us, they kind of exposed us a little bit there. And without our ball handlers and without our defense to kind of turn the ball over and create these transition opportunities, we really are struggling in the half court. And we have two great half court players that are extremely efficient at what they do. But when you don't have those extra positives, it's really hard to win games because we don't have the defensive stoppers. Vooch is a great, I don't know.
He's a big body in the paint.
No, exactly. I mean, he's great at what he's supposed to do when this team is whole. But without that initial line of defense, he's just usually left out there hanging naked. Obviously, like you said, tonight he didn't play, which obviously hurts the team a lot as well because you're out one of your scorers, your biggest pick and pop threat, your best pick and roll player. So the Bulls were even more shorthanded than we have been in previous games. And I feel bad for anybody who had confidence going into this one because even before knowing that Vooch was going to be out, it was kind of.
It was bleak. I mean, like we said on the show, it was that Friday because we didn't play Saturday. So on Friday's show, well, I knew it was going to be bleak, but, of course, got to fucking homer it up, man. We're gonna win this. We got this shit. But again, you go into these games and you're playing real good teams. We have actually a comment here from was it 1,000?
1,000 Eyes 85.
Oh, 1,000 Eyes. I don't know why I can't read. How fun is that?
Easy.
Yeah, no shit. Are all these losses against the good teams troubling to you and Goose? We kind of touched on that in the last episode. I have no problem touching on it again. It sucks because of the narrative that's out there. I take comfort in knowing that we're not whole, but I also don't take comfort in knowing that we don't make any adjustments even though we're not whole. We're just – I don't think this is on Billy at all. It's just the personnel that's here. These guys, like Javonte Green, complements very, very well. When you ask more of him, sometimes that doesn't work out that way. He's a very good complementary player. Same with Derek Jones Jr. What you see is what you get. Io is the only one that's come out of this to me that has been like, holy fuck, this is awesome type shit. So where I sit now with them not being healthy is the point I'm getting at, is like, I'm not too upset about it, but I just wish that the players would buy in a little bit more and make the right decisions out on the court. That's where I'm at with it. So
I think it's troubling in a sense that good teams in our conference are getting the blueprint dialed in and how to stop us in a 7-game series and make it hell for us in a 7-game series. That concerns me. But as I said last show, as Buzz kind of alluded to, we do have, when whole, with Kobe, Zach, Vooch, and DeMar, you have 4 guys that can give you 20 plus, 30 plus any given night. Somebody like Kobe sneaky enough to kind of fall through the cracks in somebody's scheme, that defensive scheme for the Bulls, that he can steal a game for you in these playoffs. And if the Bulls can stay in the top 4 seeding here, keep home court, I'm not too troubled by it, just because it's a whole new season. As soon as you hit the playoffs, it starts over. Time and time again in the Rose era, we had the season series against the Heat or the Cavs with LeBron. Didn't mean shit when it came time to the playoffs. So, no, I mean, it doesn't trouble me just because it's a full reset. And by then, you're hoping you're whole. And the things that got you to where you are in the standings, which haven't been recent things, are back in play.
Right, and it's a terribly, terribly tough stretch. I mean, it really was. We had the second most difficult schedule in the NBA after the break, or after the All-Star break. I mean, it's not a joke. I mean, it was really, really been tough. And the one game that I thought that we could have squeezed out against Atlanta obviously didn't happen. And like we talked about the other night, though, on Friday, I give credit where credit's due. They played a hell of a game against Milwaukee, lost it there in the end. Whether we're whole or not, I don't know if that changes the outcome. Maybe it does. But this is where we're sitting right now. Goose, I don't know if you have anything else left for this game. I was going to read you the next 3.
Let's get those next 3, because those will probably make me smile and like talking about this game.
So we will be playing at Detroit on Wednesday at 6:00. Another 6:00 game. After that, we're going to play Cleveland at home. We're going to take on Cleveland at home. And then we play Sacramento. Now, Cleveland just lost Jared Allen out indefinitely with a hurt finger there. So he's going to be out for a bit. The Cavs are basically, they just came off a 3-game losing streak by beating the Raptors the other day. But
without
Allen, and they're going to be coming off back-to-back too as well, Goose, because they play the Pacers tomorrow night. So Cleveland will be coming off back-to-back when they play us. Oh, wait, no, that's a lie. I'm sorry. We don't play them until what day? I lied to everybody. We play them on Saturday, so I apologize about that. That was a lie. But, yeah, we play Detroit tomorrow. Or Wednesday.
Now you're lying again.
I'm fucking it all up.
Stop lying, bro.
I'm flustered,
Wednesday,
man.
Cleveland on...
We play Cleveland on Saturday, March 12th. I'll be at that game, by the way.
How are you messing that one up?
I don't know.
So, but without Jared Allen, we're going to get the Cavs with what? Lowry back at the 4?
Yeah, probably.
Mobley to the 5?
Or vice versa, yeah.
Or vice versa?
I wonder if
we've seen Lowry at the 5. That would be nice.
I wonder if they plug in Kevin Love in the starting lineup.
Oh, yeah, I forget about his old peppercorn ass over there.
Yeah, dude. So I don't know what they're going to do, because they played us tough all year. So, I mean.
No, they have, but I'm not as scared of the Cavs as you are.
I just hate the size. It's just the size that bothers me.
But now their main source of size is gone.
The size that bothers me. I threw up.
You threw up?
Yeah.
Jim didn't even get you on that one.
I know.
You beat him to the punch?
I did. I was waiting for Jim to say something.
Okay.
Fuck you, Jim. But yeah, I just don't. The height of that team is scary. I don't like it.
Okay.
I don't like it.
So no, I mean, but without their traditional rim protector and rebounder, I mean, are you really that scared of K-Love, Lowry, and Mobley?
I'm scared of everything right now, just because
You're scared of everything right now.
Yeah, we're not playing well. I mean, because this game against fucking Detroit's not a gimme, and it's the same thing that Stacey said though. But Jeremy Grant's back, Cade's playing. I mean, they're not as fucking terrible as people are making them seem, and they're on a 3-game fucking winning streak right now.
Okay,
and they beat a couple playoff teams here.
We need the Bulls to take them seriously, but in terms of Philadelphia, Milwaukee, like this is a game we need to win.
Well,
and it's a winnable game.
We need to win it, but I mean, here we're going into our preview here. But listen to this, dude, for real. Like this is something that they have improved on by making the trades that they made and did what they had to do. Look at this. They got Grant back. They got Cade Cunningham back. They got Bey, who's been good all year. Then coming off their bench now, they've got a stretch big in Kelly Olynyk, which we already knew he was there. They've got Marvin Bagley playing starters minutes off the bench and kicking major ass. And then you have a guy like Killian Hayes coming off your bench doing cool things, man. Like, this is not a fucking easy team.
I saw somebody tweet, worst player in the association with a picture of Killian Hayes the other day. But no, I mean, that definitely does sound like an improved team. You add Jeremy Grant back into the mix. We've only seen Cade once, right?
We've seen Detroit twice this year.
And I feel like we saw him in one game and we didn't see him in the other.
Yeah, you're right. I think you're right, yeah.
Okay. So, no, I mean, that definitely is not as light work as it was earlier in the season. You're definitely going to have a fight there, especially with the size that you added there. Kelly Olynyk has always been a Bulls killer. He annoys the shit out of me. I've always wanted to hit that guy in the face. Wouldn't end well for me. Just like you going after.
Okay, if he messes with you, I'll fucking roundhouse kick.
You're gonna have to get on my shoulders to round.
He whooped my ass.
So no, Kelly Olynyk's always been a tough one for us, and then adding Bagley, the guy that we really wanted at that power forward, big man depth. I do think the price was a little too high there for us, but yeah, to see him kind of getting a resurgence there with a rebuilding team where he could carve out a home. This is definitely a lot tougher task than I even really kind of chalked it up to be. You kind of woke me up to the reality of what we might be facing in a couple days here.
The only reason I'm like fucking so hyped up on them and scared of them is because I've been watching them lately. Like I said, League Pass.
You've been watching them, and you've been watching us, so you have every reason to be scared.
I've been watching Detroit lately, and they just been playing pretty good basketball, and I'm like, fuck, dude. They've got size over there, and they've got athleticism, quickness, shooting. I mean, they're a team that's gonna bother us. I mean, it just sucks. Like, if we lose 6 in a row and fucking Detroit, okay, now I'm getting out of the break.
Detroit gives us the dagger and takes away our home court advantage,
bruh. I'm gonna be in bad shape, dude. I'm gonna throw a bitch fit.
Hey man, we've already been breaking the rules. We've recorded a lot of podcasts outside of first place.
I know we're not even supposed to record. It's in our contract. We don't record unless we're in first place. So I don't know what the fuck we're doing here. I'm not sure, but we cannot lose. I hate Detroit, man. We can't lose to them. We can't.
Yeah, we
I
have
call
to
them the Pistons.
Are we expected to get Vooch back?
I don't know. I didn't know he had the hamstring tightness till today. So I don't know.
Well,
I hope
hopefully it's a case of the Embiids, because my hamstrings would get tight too. I can't blame them.
Help.
Yeah, we need to be as close to whole as possible for this last stretch here. We really need to hold on to home court. That is the one thing I'm really hanging my hat on, that this team can take advantage of. And obviously, they really get it in the first round if you're the fourth team. So Bulls got to step it back up here.
They're the only team out inside of the play-in, like above the play-in right now that is under 500 with an away record. The Bulls are. So, a lot of these other teams have excuses too, man, when we sit and look at it for a moment. A lot of these other teams, like, look at Ben. I mean, Joel Embiid was doing this shit by himself all year. He didn't have Ben Simmons. I mean, he's got a very good team around him.
But from start to safety or savior with Harden, you knew what you were expecting. You knew Ben wasn't going to decide to just wake up one day and be like, "Hey, Joel, how's it going?"
Well, yeah,
together, buddy.
But I mean, Miami's dealt with the shit too. Milwaukee's dealt with like losing Brook Lopez and shit. Boston started off so bad, Goose. Look at them now. They've turned that ship around.
Pretenders, Buzz? Is that what you're trying to say?
No.
That's what it sounds like you're saying.
I'm not. We're not pretenders. We're hurt, and I'm going to take that to the bank. Okay, I'm not ready to fucking say that yet because I will tell the truth if we are. I will. I'll put the homer shit away. I will tell the truth if I think we're actually pretenders. I don't think that because of how well we played when everybody was there. But going into the playoffs with them being hurt and coming back from injuries, I'm not feeling as confident as I did. I know it's a 5-game losing streak. I know we had a 9-game winning streak this year. I know we fluctuated up and down, and there's reasons for that. But right now, getting demolished night in and night out is giving me major flashbacks, and I don't feel good. I feel physically ill. So
yeah, I'm not feeling so well either. So hopefully Detroit is the tune-up game we think it is that they need to kind of get back on track here. And then they take care of business in Cleveland. And then we, let the Kings be the Kings, and we get a 3-game winning streak going. And then we can start feeling good about ourselves again.
Yeah, that'd be great. Yeah, that's what I'm really banking on. That needs to happen, really, is what it needs to happen. We need to just have a 3-game winning streak here. I'll go to the game on Saturday. We beat Detroit Wednesday, go to the game on Saturday, pick up a dub, feel all great, beat Sacramento because Sacramento's a dumpster fire. And then, then people start coming back. It'll be all good. That is.
And the rest of the schedule is still tough, but at least from what I saw, I think we're through the thickest part of it. Like we can't play Philly again. They swept us. We're done there.
I don't want to tell you what the rest looks like.
I know we got 2 against Milwaukee still, right?
Okay, you ready? So after we go through this stretch of Detroit, Cleveland,
the Bucks, the Jazz, the Celtics,
we go to we take the Jazz on, we take the Suns on, we take Toronto, who's been playing better on. We take Milwaukee on. Then we have New Orleans, who's actually not been playing terrible. Then you have Cleveland. Yeah, so we have New York and Washington mixed in there. But no, this schedule to end this shit sucks ass. This sucks. I'm looking at getting pissed.
You're not having a good time?
No, I'm having a fucking bad time right now, is what I'm having. I'm having a terrible time. I don't want to. I've been so happy all year. I've just been on cloud 9.
This is exactly what the Sox did to you, too.
I know. I'm just fucking floating, dude. I'm like, oh my God, everything's great again. This is just amazing. And then it's like reality that dumb bitch just comes and punches me in the face. And it's just like, no, you're a Chicago fan. We're going to hurt your players.
That's all you know.
Yeah, pain. You know why? Because your city sold their souls for Michael Jordan and Walter Payton. That's why. And the 05 fucking World Series. So there.
Oh, the Cubs World Series, that one doesn't exist.
I don't recall that happening.
Okay, fair enough.
No, so I got nothing else before we come back on Wednesday. Just please, for the love of God, beat Detroit. You have anything else?
The Cubs World Series was real.
Oh, okay.
Don't care what Buzz says. He might not want it to be, but it was real. And no, we're going to kick Detroit's ass. We're going to get back on track here because this doesn't feel good. This is giving me PTSD, and I don't like that feeling.
I don't like that feeling either. Oh, God. Everybody, make sure you join us on Wednesday after the Bulls play Detroit. But be sure to go on TapSportsNet.com for all your Chicago sports literature and podcasting needs. Following us on Twitter at BullsOnTap, at OnTapSportsNet. Following Goose at BullsScripted, and following me at BuzzOnTap. Anywhere you can listen to podcasts, you can listen to us. 5-star rating and review because that's cool and tough. Go over to the YouTube on Tap Sportsnet YouTube. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Hop in the comment section with us to chop it up during these losses or victories. Again, we'll be back Wednesday after the Bulls take on the Pistons and hopefully win.